Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Screen share.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. What about there? மேல போகுது ஷேர் பண்ணி இதான் வருது ஃபர்ஸ்ட் மேல போ கீழே ரெடி பண்ண Hare Krishna. Jai Hare Krishna. Jai Srimad Bhagavad-gītā ki Jai, Shri Krishna Bhagavan ki Jai. Welcome back everyone for today's new session on second chapter of Bhagavad-gītā. Actually, Bhagavad-gītā is not something that we can learn so fast or understand everything in full. My intention is to actually give you a synopsis or a peep into Bhagavad-gītā actually. So today we have second chapter. Before starting, let me offer my humble obeisances, respectful obeisances to His Divine Grace S. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who is our spiritual master and founder of ISKCON movement, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, by whose mercy we have learned something about Bhagavad-gītā. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Praishtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Vidinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pucharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vranda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram So today we are in the second chapter of Bhagavad-gītā, and the second chapter again can be divided into 4 different sections. For easy to understand, for easiness of understanding, we are dividing this second chapter of Bhagavad-gītā into 4 divisions. The first division is from 1 to 10 slokas, that is on crisis management, and the second portion is from 11 to 30 sloka of second chapter, the real identity, my real identity, and the third portion is 31 to 53 slokas, 2 duties that we have to do, and then 54 to 72 is about what to do for sustained happiness. So Krishna has very kindly informed us all these different things so that we can be happy in our life, isn't it? It is for us to become happy. Krishna is giving us this understanding. So yesterday we have heard about how Arjuna was confused towards the last the last stages of the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, we heard how Arjuna was so confused. He was thinking that I don't want to fight. He was in a biggest crisis actually. He was mentally stressed out. He was thinking my body is shaking. I'm not able to hold my bow gandiva and my legs are shivering. I'm not able to understand what I'm going to do. What will I get by fighting with these people? They're all my relatives, my gurujanas. By killing them, what do I get? If they want to kill me, let them kill me. And there's no problem, but I don't want to be killing them. That will create unnecessary, papa for me. I will be doing big sin by killing them. So many things Arjuna was telling. Like anybody who is stressed out, what they want is they want somebody to listen to them. Whether it is right or not, they want somebody to listen to them. We say normally, oh, if I tell all my problems, all my strains, all my stresses to somebody, I'll be relieved to some extent. We feel like that. So Arjuna is doing the same thing with Krishna. Fortunately for Arjuna, Krishna was next to him. So he was able to say all that. And Krishna was keeping quiet. But even after coming to that conclusion that I don't want to fight, Arjuna was not happy. Because Arjuna was thinking, if I don't fight for the dharma, for the righteousness, that's what I have been asked to do from my childhood. If I don't fight for the righteous things, then why would I exist? What's the purpose of my existence? So let them kill me. That also he was thinking. He knew perfectly well inside his mind, deep inside the heart, he knew what I am saying is wrong, it is incorrect. But still he was attached to that. Therefore, he didn't know what to do. He was in a confused state. So therefore, what he did, he spoke this to Krishna. Let us read this sloka. Arjuna said this sloka, Karpanya dosho pahadasva bhava prachami tvam dharma sammudha chetah yashreyasya nishchitam bruhitan me shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prabannam. Arjuna is telling, Karpanya dosho pahadasva bhava. Now I am confused about my duty and I've lost all composure because of my miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. This is the question Arjuna asked. Arjuna was thinking, in spite of all my intelligence and my knowledge and my, justification, I am not happy. I think I am not doing the right thing. He was intelligent. So he said, I am confused. He accepted, I am confused. Most of us in our life, when we are confused, we don't accept it. That's when we remain confused. But if we accept, I am confused, then you have somebody to ask, like Krishna in front of you. Then your confusion will go. Arjuna is saying, my miserly weakness, all composure, all these problems, I'm confused, I'm lost I'm lost. I've lost all my composure because of miserly weakness. What is miserly weakness? Miserly weakness is, who is a miser? Miser is a person who does not spend when he has money in the pocket, isn't it? Miser is a person who does not allow anybody else to enjoy what you have. Not wanting to share with anybody else. He's a miser. So why Arjuna is calling himself miser? Because he knows, but he is not able to actually come out of it. He knows what should be done. What is my duty? He knows. But then he is not able to do that. That's because something is pulling him back from doing his duty. Therefore, he is calling miserly weakness. This is my weakness. This is my problem. In this condition, I don't know what to do. Therefore, I don't know what is best for me. I am sure you know about it. You please guide me. I am your disciple. Now I am become your disciple. So far, I was your friend, but now I am your disciple. You are the teacher, I am the disciple. Please, I am surrendering to you. Please instruct me. Tell me what I should do, with which I will be more happy. This is Arjuna's question. So, crisis management involves two things. One is when you are having indecision, when you don't know what to do, what not to do, then if you don't know, then you have to ask somebody who knows about it. That is the meaning of surrender. And you should not ask anybody and everybody will come to that. So this crisis management, there are two portions in crisis management, two sections. One section is indecision, whether to follow or not to follow the duties, whether I should do this or not do, which is better for me, winning or losing. Sometimes when you love somebody so much, when the father and the son, both of them are, thinking, oh, let us see who is having more strength, more power. And then they do this, they try to check the power. And when they do this, the father will say, oh, I have lost. Oh, I have lost. Actually, father is having more strength. But father is losing to the son. Why? Because he loves his son so much. So he wants to see his son is happy. Right? When the son is successful, the father is happy. But father doesn't mind losing with the son. So sometimes losing is better. Sometimes winning is better. Especially with these people in front of Arjuna. Even though the people in front of Arjuna, they are all very, 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 even though they are all very, close relatives of Arjuna, but they are not righteous people. They are bad people. They are creating harm for others. They are so selfish and they don't know. So this indecision. Okay, we lose our ability. Photo So it is better. Leave it there. We'll cover that. I'm sorry for the distraction in between. Computer gave me some trouble. So when do we lose the discrimination of what is right and what is wrong, between what is right and what is wrong? It is when we are attached. When Arjuna was attached to the cousins or grandfather, for the teacher, for everybody, they are ready to fight with him. He was so totally frustrated. He thought, no, I am not going to fight. That is why he decided not to fight. You don't know what is right and what is wrong at some times. So that is happening because of attachment for not doing things. Attachment for doing things or not doing things. Arjuna didn't want to execute his. Arjuna didn't actually want to execute his, duty. He gave more importance for his relationship with his relatives than the duty that he has to perform. So he didn't know what to do. It's because of his attachment towards the relatives. Okay. So then because of that, he was not able to decide. So it is better to surrender. Arjuna, fortunately, he realizes, not like many of us who don't even know, we don't even realize we are weak. We don't even know we are not doing our duty. But Arjuna was such a great soul, he was able to realize that he's not doing his duty. He realized his weakness and then he took shelter of Bhagavan who was standing right in front of him. He was so happy to take shelter of Bhagavan. And at the time, he started seeing Krishna as the spiritual master. He stopped seeing him as his friend. Okay, a friend's advice can be taken or rejected, but a teacher's A guru's instruction should not be given up, it should be taken all the time. So he took the position of a disciple, Shishya, and surrendered to Krishna. And then the knowledge transfer happened. The knowledge cannot be transferred to a person who does not surrender. Suppose if the teacher says 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Children, you please write down 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. But if somebody is saying, I don't think so, I think 1 plus 1 is equal to 3. If somebody says, is it possible for him to learn mathematics? No. First of all, the student has to accept what the teacher is saying, right? So then only the knowledge transfer will happen. Similarly, the relationship between guru and disciple is that the guru, when the guru says, the disciple knows it is correct. I should simply accept it. That is the meaning of surrender, simply accept it. So now here in this process, we are going to surrender not to anybody, we are surrendering to Krishna. Because we know what he is saying is true. Because we know he is actually our well-wisher. Because we know actually he is the Supreme Lord. And by surrendering to him, I stand to gain. And if you surrender to Krishna, the moment you surrender, you read Bhagavad Gita, you will know what is mentioned by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Without surrendering to Krishna, oh, let me see what Krishna is saying. And if you read Krishna's comments or Krishna's advices, I don't think so, I don't think this is correct, then there is no point. We can never learn Bhagavad Gita. Like the student who said 1 plus 1 is equal to 3. He can never learn mathematics, nor can we learn Bhagavad Gita. So we have to surrender. Then only the transfer of knowledge takes place. This is what we have to learn. Why? Because we have to surrender to Krishna. Because Krishna is all this. In Bhagavad Gita, there is a sloka stating, Bhaktaram Yajnatapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Suhridam Sarvabhudanam Jnatvamam Shantim Rikshati. So yes, in Bhagavad Gita, that Bhaktaram Yajnatapasam, I am the enjoyer of all the sacrifices. And Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, I am the proprietor, I am the controller, I am the proprietor, and I am the source of everything that exists. Krishna himself is saying in Bhagavad Gita, in one shloka, Bhaktaram Yajnatapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Suhridam Sarvabhudanam Jnatvamam Shantim Rikshati. So this is how we have to get out of our crisis. This is how we have to actually manage our crisis, by surrendering to the Supreme Lord. Here we have an opportunity to surrender to the Supreme Lord. Arjuna had an opportunity to surrender to the Supreme Lord. So this is how we should get over our crisis. When we have some problem, we should not ponder over, we should not think about it, we should not get confused. Then we get stressed. When we get stressed, we will not be able to manage things. This is life's lesson actually. We stressed out. When we stressed out, we will not be able to actually perform ourselves nicely. Therefore, we have to surrender. That is the process that we have to go through. Then we can get out of this trouble. Whenever, remember children, remember everybody, all the devotees here, remember, whenever we have some problem in life, we have to just take help from someone, not anybody, from someone who can help us out. Okay? This is very important. That's how we solve our crisis. The life's lesson is a difficult decision making situation, consult a perfect authority. Not anybody who is going on the roadside. Either you have to surrender to Krishna, or you have to surrender to a person who can tell you what Krishna says about it. That means the spiritual master, Guru. The Guru doesn't give his own suggestion. The Guru doesn't give his own decision. The Guru shows what Krishna has spoken in this situation. And then, because we don't know what Krishna has said, so the Guru is telling us what Krishna has told. Therefore, at that time, we can actually make the right decision by the help of Krishna. Even today, we can get the help of Krishna through his representatives, the spiritual masters, the Gurus. Okay? Because Krishna is the Supreme Lord. You know what's the meaning of Bhagavan? It's mentioned here. The father of Vedavyasa, his name is Parashara Muni. He made a statement, Aishwaryasya Samagrasya Viryasya Viryasya Yashasasya Jnana Vairagyayoschaiva Shannam Bhaga Idingana. That is Aishwaryasya. The Lord Samagrasya. He is having everything in full. Aishwarya, beauty in full. Virya, strength in full. Jnana, knowledge in full. Shriyaha, wealth in full. Tyaga, the Vairagya, renunciation in full. And Yashaha, fame in full. All these 6 qualities. Whoever is having all these qualities in full, he can be called Bhagavan. He is Bhagavan. You must have heard the word Bhagyavan. Bhagyam means fortune. All the fortunes he have in full. Therefore, he is Bhagavan. Okay? So, Bhagavan is not an ordinary person. You cannot call anybody Bhagavan. Bhagavan so and so, Bhagavan so and so. Bhagavan, what do you call? Nowadays, many people just become a fashion. Everybody, when they become a sannyasi, they call him Bhagavan. Not Bhagavan, this is the meaning of Bhagavan. Do you have full beauty like Krishna? Do you have full strength like Krishna? He could come in one shot kill Hiranyakashipu. Do you have full knowledge of Krishna like Krishna? Do you have full wealth like Krishna? Everybody is having wealth, some wealth. Nobody can claim full wealth. Everybody can claim little knowledge. Nobody can claim full knowledge. Everybody can claim little strength. Nobody can claim full strength. Everything can be claimed in full only by Krishna. Therefore, he is called Bhagavan. He is the Supreme Lord, he is Bhagavan. So he knows everything. So the lesson is, whatever we have, little bit of knowledge, little bit of wealth, little bit of all these qualities, different qualities, it's all by his mercy we are possessing it. He is so kind and he is sharing little bit, one small percentage with us. So the spark of his opulences can be seen in us. But actually we should not become proud, because we are not the Supreme Lord. We are only the servant of the Supreme Lord. So this way, Bhagavan, in the difficult situation, because he is having full knowledge, surrender to him. He will tell us what to do, what not to do. Read Bhagavad-gītā, he will know everything. So this is how we manage, this is how a devotee manages his crisis in life. So we are going to the next portion of revealing the identity. What is our identity? Now we know who is Bhagavan. Now we should know who we are. So for that, there's a nice sloka in Bhagavad-gītā. Dehinosmin yadha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tatha dehantara praptir dhiras tatra namuhyati. As the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. So it is mentioned here that you can see this picture. This picture is a very instructive picture. See a small child. The small child, after some time, he grows up like this. He kneels around. And then he grows a little bit like this. Then he grows a little more, start going to school. Then he's, become very naughty. See, he's become very active. And then see, he's become more learned. He knows about the world. He's keeping the world in the hand. See, he learns many, many things. And he becomes very matured man. Then he gets a job. Or he does a lot of business, makes a lot of money, make him a successful man. See, standing like that, he's a very successful man. Then after some time, after he becomes 60, 70, he becomes old. He cannot handle the situation the same way. His children will become like this. And then he will become like this. He will become old, then dies. He leaves his body. The Atma leaves the body. Dehinosmin yadha dehe. As the embodied soul, the soul is passing from boyhood to youth to old age. Similarly, at the time of death, the soul will get out of this body and get into another body according to his decision, as per his decision, as per his desire, not decision. According to his desire, he gets another body. If you desire to live like a monkey while living in the human body, then he will get a monkey's body. If you desire to live like a cat, at the end of this human life, you get a cat's body. You become a cat mother, a monkey mother. You will get a monkey mother, you will get a cat mother, you will get a cockroach mother, you will get a mosquito mother. According to his desire, he will become like that. See, this is what Krishna is telling. Isn't it very scientific? Therefore, Bhagavad Gita is not a religious text. It is a scientific text. It is not talking about only Hindus are doing this. Everybody is doing this. Not only human beings, even animals are going through these changes. From boyhood to youth to old age, the body is changing. You are the same person. When you are like this, you are given a name. Rahul, a name was given when you are a child like this. And when you grow old like this, you retain your name. You are the same person. That means you are the same person. But your body has changed, your mind has changed, your intelligence has changed. Everything has been changed. But you have not changed. Who are you? Who is that you? That you is the soul. Is it very difficult to understand? No, it is very simple. Krishna is explaining it with this example of the body. Okay. So who am I? Normally people say, my soul, I have a soul. No, I am soul and I have a body. This is how we should understand. And the body is temporary, the soul is permanent. Now let us know what is our real identity, who we are. Let us find out. This is something great. Even great learned people don't understand this. Krishna has spoken to us very nicely in the second chapter and taught us. Actually, for this there are so many slokas, but we are not dealing with the slokas because of lack of time. It would be very nice if you read these slokas and try to understand. You can understand more thoroughly, clearly, deeply. So, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is explaining, actually, we are not this body alone. We have three bodies. The body that we can see now is called gross body. The body we cannot see but experience is called a subtle body. And the body, we are originally the soul. The soul possesses the subtle body. The soul possesses the subtle body, possesses the gross body. Now, let us understand what is this gross body. This gross body is made up of all these things. You can see brain, lungs, heart, kidney, this, that, hands, legs, nose, eyes, mouth. All these things comprises gross body. This body is made up of 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, fire, ether. Earth, water, air, fire, ether. Bhumirapo nalo vayu, kham mano buddhirevacha. Bhumirapo nalo vayu. These 5 things, that is earth, water, air, fire, ether. This body is made up of these things. Therefore, we are able to see each other. See? And then there is one person, that is me, who cannot be seen. You can see me in this body, but there is an unseen me, that is my mind. Can you see my mind? Can you see my intelligence? Can you see my ego? No. This is called a subtle body. The mind, false ego and intelligence put together forms my subtle body. You cannot see that body. A person will look very intelligent until he opens his mouth. If a fool is dressed like a very nice man, he will look like intelligent. But when he opens his mouth, he will reveal his intelligence. Right? So similarly, the subtle body is more matter than gross body. Subtle body matters more than the gross body. And without the subtle body, gross body cannot function properly. You have seen a person who is mentally deranged. He cannot utilize his body properly. He don't know what to eat, what not to eat, what to speak, what not to speak. A mental mad person who is not having control of the mind. See, the mind will affect the body, right? The mind will affect the body. When you are mentally sick, you are physically also sick. You are mentally not happy, you are physically also look like, your face will show you are not happy, right? So, The gross body is behaving according to the status, according to the position of the subtle body. So the subtle body is made up of mind, false ego, and intelligence. And the subtle body also cannot act without the presence of the soul. Right? The soul is the driver, he is the main person. So Krishna is explaining about a chariot with 5 horses. There is a chariot with 5 horses. The chariot is our body, and the 5 horses are 5 senses: eyes, nose, mouth, ears, the sense of touch, skin. These are the 5 senses. And with these 5 senses are like horses. 5 senses are directing us. Eyes are saying, let us go see that beautiful thing. Nose is saying, let us go and smell this beautiful thing. And the tongue will say, let us go and taste this beautiful thing, tasting thing. The skin will say something else. The ears will take us to some other direction. Right? These are the 5 horses who are guiding the chariot of our body. And who is controlling? Who is controlling? The controlling is done by the subtle body. The horses are controlled by the subtle body. The tongue is saying, oh, let us go and take that beautiful, that sweet, wonderful sweet that is there in the bakery. Let me go and eat that ice cream. That ice cream is exhibited in the bakery, or some sweet is exhibited in the cake. Piece is exhibited in the bakery shelf. And we want to eat that cake. Let me go and eat that cake. What the tongue will say. And then the mind will say, oh, it is very tasty. And then the intelligence will say, oh, it is not free for you, man. You have money with you. And then we say, money is not there. And then, okay, let me go and ask anyway. But the ego will say, no, it is very bad. Our ego will say, without money, go and beg for a cake is not good. Better let us go and get the money and come, isn't it? So many things happen there. So the mind, intelligence, ego, everything will work. And then after the mind is saying, only the body will go and do. Once the mind and intelligence check itself, okay, ego will say, okay, now you have the money in the pocket, you will not get hurt. You will not get a bad name. You will not be called a thief. You go straight away. And then the mind will say, the body, go. Mind will say, the leg, go. And then the body will go, and intelligence will say, take the money and keep. And the money is taken and kept, and then in turn we take the cake and come and enjoy, right? So we have understood in this dealing how the mind is working, how the body is working, so all this working is because of the soul. If the soul is not there in the body, the subtle body will not work, the gross body also will not work. So that body without soul is called dead body, right? The body is dead. The body cannot move. So the soul has to be present within the body. Then only the body will work. And the soul is not there simply straight away coming. Soul is covered by a subtle body, mind, intelligence, and ego, false ego. And then why it is enveloped like that? And through the, because mind is having, the soul is having a desire. The desire of the soul is expressed through the mind. Okay, and the soul is having intelligence, and the intelligence is applied into the material world through the intelligence. The soul knows who he is, and that is applied through the material false ego. So it's called false ego. The real ego is possessed by the soul. The soul knows I am part and parcel of Krishna. I am a part of Krishna. I am a tiny part of Krishna. The soul knows. But then, because the soul wants to forget it, therefore, he gets his subtle body of mind, intelligence, and ego. And then according to the mind, intelligence, and ego, you will get a body. If you think like a dog, you will get a dog's body. If you think like a cat, you get a cat's body. Right? If you think like a human being, you will get the body of a human being. So in this way, the soul has been evolved after so many lifetimes. We have come to the stage of human form of life. This human form of life, we have this human body. So we have 3 kinds of body. We have 2 kinds of body. We are ourselves soul. And then we have a subtle body and a gross body. You understood? This is our real identity. The name that we are saying, the name belongs to The body, the name belongs to the body, doesn't belong to the soul. The soul belongs to Krishna. The moment soul understands I am Krishna's part and parcel, the soul become happy. The moment soul misunderstand I am this body, the soul will suffer with these two kinds of bodies. This is very nicely explained by Krishna in the example of a chariot. Okay. Jayate mriyate kadajin nayam bhutva bhamidavana bhuyah ajo nitya shashvatoyam purano nahanyate hanyamane sharire. Atma, for Atma there is no birth, for Atma there is no death. For Atma there is nothing. You know, like sometimes in South Africa, not these days everywhere people are very intelligent. Those days when people used to live in the forest in South Africa, and then people used to think that every day a new son is being born, and at night, evening, the sun is dying. Another day, another sun is coming, night, another sun is that sun is dying. They used to think that every day new sun is getting birth, and the evening the sun is dying. Is this true? This is not true. But they thought like that. Similarly, the Atma takes birth in one body, remains for some time, and dies. That doesn't mean we have died. We are dead. The Atma died. No, Atma never dies. See, birth and death. Birth is taking place from the mother. Mother is giving birth to a small child, is growing up, becoming old, then dying, then again taking birth, then growing old, becoming diseased and dying. See, similarly, there are so many species. There are 84 lakh species of life. There are 8,40,000 species of life. Yeah? And all these different species of life, there is birth, death, old age, disease. This is the common problem that we are facing. This is the misery that actually we are facing. But actually we are not subject to all these things. We are soul. The moment we understand I am soul, happy. We don't undergo all these different difficulties. So somebody may ask, what is the evidence of the existence of soul? Common sense is the best evidence. If you can understand, Krishna has given this common sense example. And other things are there. Near-death experiences are there. Outer-body experience people feel. Past life memories people have. All these things are there. But actually, the real evidence is your common sense. Actually, the evidence is Krishna is giving you this knowledge. Simply accept it without asking for evidence. See, near-death experience. Sometimes, there is in science journals published, many science journals published how during the operation time, when the body was totally weak, the Atma is getting out of the subtle body, is getting out of the body. And then after the body is repaired, is coming back into the body. See, there are so many experiences like that. So therefore, I cannot escape my miseries by exploiting or damaging or destroying my body. Sometimes people see this person, what he's doing, he's sitting and drinking, smoking, he's trying to forget the miseries. You can only forget the misery actually, but the misery will exist. Right? So therefore, don't damage your body like this, doing all this nonsense, drinking, smoking. By this, you cannot stop your misery. You cannot be happy by doing these external things. You will only spoil your body. You take the cigarette packet. It is mentioned cigarette smoking is injurious to health, but still they are smoking. They want to forget something. They want to enjoy something. But actually it is not enjoyment. It is only screwing up your body. It is only giving trouble to your body. Therefore, don't exploit your body. Don't damage your body. Don't destroy your body like this. Because whatever you do, it is not a solution. You cannot destroy. You utilize your body nicely so that you can understand you are not this body. This body is only an instrument. I am actually a servant of Krishna. We can understand this. So therefore, utilizing the body, don't try to escape all the miseries. Try to understand what is your duty. Krishna is talking about this duty. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma baleshu kadachana Ma karma bala he durbhur ma te sangostu akarmani. Mention see karmaneva adhikaraste. You have a right to perform your duty. You have a right to perform your duty. I will give you an example to make you understand this shloka properly. See, somebody is a cashier in a bank. Somebody is working in a bank as a cashier. So what is his duty? He will go morning, 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, he will go to the bank. And he will go sit down in the place. He is a cashier. Okay, he is a cashier. He is sitting in the cash counter. And you have a right to do your duty as a cashier. You have a right to possess the key of the cash chamber. Okay, you have a right to do that. You have a right to count the cash in the cash counter. You have a right to receive money from the people and put it inside the counter. It's called common name. You have a right to perform your prescribed duty. You are as a cashier. You are a cashier. You have all this. You have all the rights to perform your duty. Nobody can say, "Oh, cashier, today I will not give you the chavi of the, strong room." You cannot say that. The cashier has to have all this. Cashier has to have the chavi of the safe. It's very important. You have a duty. You have a right to do your duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. Somebody is coming and depositing 10,000 rupees into the bank, giving to you as a cashier in the bank, and you, as a cashier, you are taking 10,000 rupees. You are counting. Okay, 10,000 rupees. All notes are very good. No problem. This I will take. So these notes I have counted, and I will keep this with me. Okay. So I have taken this. Now, what's happening? Now this money, I want 500 rupees. While going back, I want to put petrol for my bike or my car. I want 500 rupees. You take the 500 rupees from 10,000 rupees, put it inside the pocket. No, you have no right to do that. It is not your money. It is a bank's money. It is that person's one who deposited that person's money. The caretaker is bank. You are only having a duty to protect or safeguard. You cannot take that money. Ma karma phala he durbhur ma de sangostva karmani. And not only that, oh, this money I cannot take. Then what is the use? I will throw it. I will give to somebody else. That also you have no right. You cannot do that. And I will not do my service. If I cannot take 500 rupees, I will not do my work. Then you will be sent out of the bank. You are no more cashier. Go. The bank will say. Why? Because you cannot be without performing your duty. You have a right to perform your duty, and we have no result. You have no right to enjoy the fruits of your action, and you have no right not to perform your action also. You are supposed to do. Yes, I am a cashier. Yes, I am a cashier. I have the right to perform my cashier's duty. Yes, you have a right to perform the cashier's duty. Oh, then I will take some money from the bank. No, you have no right to take the money from the bank. Then I will not do my duty. No, you have to do your duty. This is what the shloka means. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma bhareshu katachana ma karma balhe durbhur ma te sangostu akarmani. Some people think, some people are who are killing animals. They think, oh, this is my karma. I have a right to perform this duty. No. There are some karmas you are supposed to do. You are supposed to do some duties. What are the duties you are supposed to do? That is the meaning of these two duties. A cashier in the bank, he has a duty in the bank. And he also has a duty in his house. Right? Similarly, we, as the living being, as a soul, we have a duty as a soul. We also have the duty as the body. These two duties you are supposed to perform. We have duty towards the body. We have duty towards the soul. Taking care of the family, taking care of the body, taking care of the job, taking care of all these things are our swadharma, our own dharma we should do. This is my duty. And there is another duty towards the soul. While living in this body, we are supposed to progress spiritually. Our soul is, we are supposed to actually progress in our life, in our spiritual life. That is our duty. Neglect spiritual life, you cannot be happy in material life. Neglect material life, you cannot perform spiritual duties properly. So a train goes in two tracks, right? There are two lines for a train to move. One line is material duty, another line is spiritual duty, soul's duty. And only you can progress in our life. So you cannot forget material duties while performing spiritual duty. You cannot forget spiritual duties while performing material duty. Because one is Swadharma, the body, duty towards the body is Swadharma, and the duty towards the soul is Sanatana Dharma, our eternal duty, our eternal Dharma. Okay, so we should not forget our eternal duty. We should not, when you go to the school, you have two duties, two kinds of duties you are expected to do. One side, you will do your sports, you will participate in different activities like singing and sports and everything. And then on the other side, side by side, you are also studying. You cannot say, I am going to school for playing. No, you are going to school for studying. But playing also is required to make your intelligence, to make your mind more fresh. Sometimes play is also required. That doesn't mean you can play all the day. You have to study. Your main duty, you are going to school to study. But you are also doing your entertainment in the school. Extracurricular activities are given in the school. No, I like to go to the school because I can play. No, you have to go, you have to like to play and study. One who is always playing, he will not be able to study. So we have to see both the duties, duty of the body and duty of the soul. See, there's a story. One lady, what happened? She was bored. She wanted to buy a parrot and grow a parrot in the house. And she know that the parrot was bought in a small iron cage. But then she thought, oh, this parrot is my good friend. Parrot is speaking whatever I am asking it to speak. So parrot is my good friend. I want to make a golden cage for my friend. So she made a golden cage. Actually, she purchased the parrot for only 100 rupees, and she purchased the what do you call, the cage for golden cage for 50,000 rupees. And then she started seeing, oh, 50,000 rupees is more than 100 rupees. So therefore, I should take care of my cage nicely. And then she's, always, before that she used to feed the parrot. But now she stopped feeding the parrot, because once you feed the parrot will empty. But the parrot will spoil the inside, it will shit and all, the entire thing will spoil. It's gold. How can you afford to spoil the golden cage? So you're looking after the cage very nicely and not feeding the parrot. And not feeding the parrot. This is good, because the whole purpose of buying a golden cage is lost by not feeding the parrot. Similarly, we take care of our body very nicely, but we don't feed the parrot. We don't look after the soul, and the whole purpose of existence becomes waste. Okay, this is the meaning of it. Neha vikramanasosti pratyavayo na vidyate salpamapi yasya dharmasya trayate mahado bhayad. Mentioned in this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution, and a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. It is mentioned here. So what is this? Neha Bikamanashosti. Because while performing our spiritual duties, we don't lose anything. And the material duties are necessary for this lifetime, but the spiritual duties are necessary for eternal life. Eternally it is required. Similarly, so for example, I can tell you an example for this also. It is like this: if you become a big learned scholar, you have become PhD in mathematics. You know everything about mathematics. Okay, so you become PhD, and then you die. Everybody has to die when old age comes. When the body becomes useless, we die. So that person dies. He takes another birth. Will he continue to be a PhD man? Will he continue to retain his knowledge of mathematics? No. He has to start from 1, 2, 3. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. He has to start from there again. Isn't it? This is material duty. He has done material duties very nicely, so he became very successful. But then he forgot the spiritual duties, so he had to come back again as a human being again. And now, in the spiritual life, when we perform an activity, say in the when we have passed 5th standard, we have studied up to 5th standard. Now, as far as spiritual life is concerned, the spiritual maturity is concerned, from in next life, you can start learning from 6th standard. Okay, if you finish your degree, then the next life you can start from post-graduation onwards, because the soul doesn't change. The body changes, but the soul does not change. So whatever you do for the soul, whatever duties you perform for the soul, that never diminishes, that is never lost, and you can, because the soul never changes. But whatever you have performed for the body and the mind, that changes, that finishes with this birth, because the body changes. The both subtle and gross body changes. Therefore, everything changes. So in this way, we should know that there is spiritual life, there is no loss or diminution. Little advancement also can protect us from the great danger. Danger of falling down into hell. We can go back to Krishna. We can be happy. So, what is misery and what is happiness? This is misery and this is happiness. That means miseries of life are a symptom of imbalance. You just pause and reflect, you will understand. Then you can balance the two. Balance what two? Both duties, spiritual duties and material duties. Duty for the soul and duty for the body. This has to be balanced. When you reach a balance, then the misery stops there. You become happy. This is the key to happiness, not by drinking, smoking, doing all unwanted, unnecessary waste activities. You will further fall into misery only. Because you have drunk so much, because you have smoked so much, you have so much disease, coronavirus will kill you, all those things people are telling now. See, misery is increasing. But you balance the body's duty and Atma's duty, then you don't actually suffer. You become happy, you are balancing your duties. This is very much required. And not only that, by that kind of balancing of duties, we can become eternally happy. We can sustain our happiness. The other kind of happiness may give you happiness temporarily for some time. But this happiness will give you eternal happiness. By this happiness, you become eternally happy. You can, by eternal happiness, you can. This is a sloka here in 59th sloka of Bhagavad-gītā. Vishaya avinivartante niraharasya dehinaha rasavarjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. It's mentioned here, though the embodied soul may be restricted from sense enjoyment, the taste for sense objects remains. But ceasing such engagements by experiencing a higher taste is fixed in consciousness. It's mentioned here, Vishaya Vinivartante. Though we may say, no, you should not drink. Say if you go to a homeopathy doctor, the homeopathy doctor will say, don't drink coffee. You are not allowed to drink coffee when you are taking homeopathy medicine. Oh, but I like coffee so much. How can I give up coffee? You say, then you cannot, then the medicine won't work. You cannot give up the coffee. You like the smell of coffee. You like the taste of coffee. You cannot be without coffee. If you don't take coffee, you will get headache. If you take coffee, you will not feel active. You will feel like sleepy. All that problem. You are miserable because you are attached to that coffee. You are so miserable. But then, okay, the coffee, you are not taking coffee. And as coffee-like substance will take. You replace it. You place like you have the herbal tea. By taking herbal tea, you are replacing it. And then you like the taste of herbal tea. Then you will never think of coffee again. Check, what is coffee? This herbal tea is far better. You will feel like that, right? So when you get a taste, a higher taste, it is easy for us to give up the lower taste. Okay, when you are given, for example, nobody will envy a pig by seeing what the pig is eating. The pig is eating all nonsense, all decayed things, all terrible things that pig eat. We will not feel, oh, pig is eating nice things. We will not feel like that. But if somebody is eating nice things which we like, we feel envious. Oh, he's getting two, I'm getting only one. He is taking, nice laddu. I am not getting that laddu, that big laddu. We may feel like that. So when we actually develop a taste for a higher thing, it is easy for us to forget the lower taste. Therefore, we should develop taste for Krishna. When we develop taste for Krishna, higher taste we develop in chanting, we find a taste, we find happiness in chanting, reading Bhagavad-gītā, associating with devotees, doing kirtana. In this way, we get a higher taste. We will forget the lower taste. Whenever we get mind stress, we will take to chanting, we'll take to reading Bhagavad-gītā, take to associating with a friend who is Krishna conscious, who can talk about Krishna. We read Krishna stories, and we perform devotional service to Krishna. We do an arati for Krishna, we do a puja for Krishna. We offer nice things to Krishna and take prasadam. This way, our mind will be diverted to a higher level. And we will not even dream of going to a bar. We will not even dream of going to, waste our time, spoiling our body and mind. So we have to get a higher taste. Then when you get a higher taste, you can maintain happiness. That happiness, sustained happiness you get. You see? So if one performs, key to success and joy is, if you perform the two duties with determination and enthusiasm, then we can be happy in this life and even the next life. We'll go to Krishna, always be happy with Krishna. So we have to experience a higher taste. We have to be in the association of such people. We have to be associating with devotees. We experience a higher taste. We'll be very, very happy. You see? So where is the missing link? The missing link is Bhagavad-gītā. If you learn Bhagavad-gītā, you get eternal happiness. You get a higher taste. But if you don't read Bhagavad-gītā, you don't get a higher taste because you don't even know such a thing is existing. How will you get taste? How can you be happy? So in this way, we have to actually, what we should do is, we should read Bhagavad-gītā, and Bhagavad-gītā reading, you get a higher taste, and getting a higher taste, we become happy, sustained happiness we get. Okay? Otherwise, we can also go down. There are different steps. There are 8 steps of failure. We are talking about steps of success. We are talking about the success, key to success and joy. Now we are talking about 6 steps. Krishna is explaining 6 steps to failure. Dhyayato vishayan pumsa sangasteshu upajayate sangat sanjayate kama kama krodho vijayate krodhat bhavati sammoha sammoha smriti vibhrama smriti bhramshat buddhinasho buddhinashat pranashyati. So when we contemplate, when we think about objects of senses, I want to eat that, I want to taste that, I want to hear that. You contemplate on that, you develop an attachment for it, and then you don't get it, you become very angry. And when you become very angry, then what happens? When you become very angry, you become totally forgetful about many things. Then become delusion, bewilderment of memory, all that happens. And then finally intelligence is lost and you are perished into material pool. See, it's mentioned, small example is given here. Somebody's marriage anniversary, she is contemplating how, so excited. I want to enjoy like this. And what are the ways of enjoyment? Booking up things, waiting for the husband to come. But the husband here forgets. It is anniversary. And then comes home, she's very angry. See, he's becoming very late. And then, she becomes angry, she becomes deluded. She shouts at him in the phone. And then she will think, oh my God, how nice it was. Now this man has spoiled everything and intelligence is lost. She will tell her husband, get lost. And everything is gone. Love is gone, affection is gone, everything is gone. Life has become more miserable. So don't get into the step of failure. It starts from contemplating. So stop at the level of contemplating. Stop at the level of thinking. Oh, this thinking is not good. Let me think about Krishna. We should think like that. This way we can go up. Doing this way we can come down. Okay. This is success of becoming Krishna's devotee is a success of life. So the life's lesson is beware of damaging thoughts. It will become, as it gets converted into cruel plans and ends up in regrettable action. So be very careful. But watch your thoughts, it will become your speech. Watch your speech, it will become your action. Watch your action, it will become your karma. That means you are finished. So start thinking about God, thinking about Krishna. Therefore, the acharyas tell everybody to chant Krishna's name every day. Start the day with chanting Krishna's names. Why perform these two duties? We can be free from dualities, good and bad, success, failure. We will not be bothered about all these things if you do both the duties. And then, for a person who is successful, he has no botheration. And then no expectations. Expectations only will bring disappointment. And, we will give up all bad qualities. We are not attracted to them because we are attracted to Krishna. And then become Krishna conscious, peaceful and joyful and happy. This is required for our life. To summarize this chapter, we have divided this chapter into 4 for easy understanding. The first one was crisis management, indecision and surrender is the 2 portions we have studied in that. We are not able to decide. We ask somebody and surrender to them. It's not somebody asked, Krishna, the right person, and then we get guidance. And then we understand our real identity. Then we are able to perform our real duty. Then we are getting sustained happiness through higher taste. Okay, this is what you have learned today. Thank you very much. I hope everybody understood. And the essence is you have to read Bhagavad-gītā in any case. If you are searching for happiness, read Bhagavad-gītā, you will get sustained happiness. Feeling lonely, you will feel Krishna is with you. You are feeling like something is missing in life, you take to Bhagavad-gītā. You want to be a better person, Bhagavad-gītā will guide you. You are seeking meaning for life, yes, Bhagavad-gītā is the way to lead a life. And then feeling restless, read Bhagavad-gītā. For any problems, reading Bhagavad-gītā is the best solution. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Okay, now Hare Krishna. I hope everybody understood, everybody enjoyed. Any questions or comments? Now you can unmute yourself and speak. Hare Krishna.
Namaskaram, Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Actually, I liked it, the Bhagavad-gītā.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I have a doubt.
Tell me.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I have learned chapter 1.
Prabhuji, can you please share the last life lesson about the caution one?
Life lesson caution
The
1.
damaging thoughts one.
1 minute. I'll just share.
Last life lesson.
Guruji, tomorrow we will learn chapter 3.
Beware of damaging thoughts as it gets converted into cruel plans and ends up in irritable action. Got it?
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, namaste.
Yeah.
Can you please tell Prabhuji what are the things we should do to take care of the soul again?
Yeah. So we have to take care of the soul by engaging in activities of the soul. The activities of the soul is different from activities of the body. Activity of the body is eating, sleeping, all this we have to do. We have to do because we have a body. We have to be careful. But for the soul, we have to remember always that I am soul, not this body. Therefore, I have an eternal duty towards God. And I have to know about God. So reading Bhagavad Gita, chanting the holy names of Krishna, following the instruction of Krishna. That is the duty of the soul. Okay? Just like duty for a child, the duty is to follow the instruction of father and mother. Similarly, as a soul, it is our duty to follow Krishna's orders. Okay?
Please, how is it decided that our soul gets the next body?
How is the soul is there for tapasya. Hare Krishna tapasya.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, I have a doubt.
1 minute, I was answering another doubt. At that time, you said lakka. I was wondering.
No. Like my little brother was speaking, I was on unmute.
Really? Okay. Oh, my love to your brother. Thank you. Now, now somebody was asking, who was asking me that question, that how we get a rebirth.
Neha Agarwal.
Yeah, Neha. Thank you. So, when our body, when actually we are, when actually we have so many desires in our mind, we are preoccupied with the mind. We have not fulfilled all our desires in our body, and then we plan to become like this, like that, and we have so many unfinished plans. And then Krishna very kindly gives you another chance to execute those plans. That's the meaning of another life. And accordingly, we get another body. Suppose if a person is thinking of helping other people, I want to do good to other people, then you get a good body in the heavenly planets. And somebody is wanting to hurt somebody, then he gets a bad body, maybe even animal bodies you get. So therefore, there's a risk actually of getting another body. Which body we will get, we don't know, because we don't even care. Whatever deeply we desire, only we plan actually, and that plan will take us to next body.
Do you think the subtle body plays a big role in this deciding the soul?
And body, pardon?
The subtle body plays a big role in deciding.
Yeah. Because we go into the next body along with the subtle body. Subtle, we give up the subtle body only when we go to Vaikuntha. When we go near Krishna, we don't need the subtle body anymore. We can directly relate with Krishna in a spiritual manner. So at the time of going to Vaikuntha only, we will leave the subtle body.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
The soul, Shairam Yadavapnodi, Icha Prikameshwara. It is mentioned by Krishna that we transmigrate from one body to another body along with the subtle body. Subtle body takes us to next bodies.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dan Pranam. My question is, why is that people are taking repeated birth and death? Like, they can't go to Krishna.
Why?
Why do people are taking repeated births and deaths because of they're not going to Krishna?
Yeah, because they don't love Krishna, they don't understand who he is. Therefore he is doing this. Therefore, he is undergoing repeated birth and death. Now,
how is
Tushti.
that? How can we go to Krishna? We're not taking repeated births and deaths.
How can
we go to Krishna if we don't want to?
Go to Krishna. That's what we are going to learn in another 16 days. Krishna has very kindly explained in Bhagavad-gītā how to go back to him. We will learn very thoroughly, okay? You please come every day. So many things, one by one we will explain. Tapasya wanted to say something. What's the question? Tapasya wanted to say something.
Prabhuji, I have doubt.
Yeah, tell me.
Why Krishna doesn't change Duryodhana's mind?
Krishna doesn't change
Duryodhana's mind. Mind.
Krishna, it's our duty to change. How can Krishna change our mind? Our desire, we have to take care. So Krishna is teaching us. what to desire, how to go back to him. Krishna is teaching us. Just like when you go to the school, the teacher will teach you, but teacher will not come and write examination for you, right? You have to write examination, then only you will pass. Similarly, Krishna will come and teach us, and then we have to learn, then we can go back to Krishna. Okay? Tapasya, what is your doubt, Tapasya? I'm sorry.
Prabhuji,
Yeah.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Tell me things.
My question is,
Yeah.
like the soul, when it's coming out, does it look like us only?
Yeah, it is all different. Actually, our eyes, nose, ears, everything is formed according to our desire. And if I like to go to an elephant's body next life, then our subtle body will look like elephant. If I like to go to the pig's body next life, my subtle body will also look like pig's body. Just like when you have a cloth in your hand, you know, that takes the shape of that cloth will take the shape of a hand. Similarly, my shirt, my shirt is taking the shape of my body. Similarly, the subtle body takes the shape of the desires of the Atma. May not look like us, maybe looking like something else. Depends on our desire.
Okay, Guruji,
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
I want to ask one more thing. Does our karma plays a bigger role to select a new body?
Yeah, definitely. As long as you are not surrendered to God, then karma plays the main role. This karma, there are different types of karma. There is karma that can take us to another body. There is some karma which can liberate us from this material world. That karma is called devotional service.
Okay.
As long as you perform devotional service, the karma doesn't play. Karma nirdhari kintuja bhakti bhajam. It is mentioned for those who are surrendered to Krishna or those who are able to perform the duty of the soul, for them the karma will vanish.
Okay, so then Krishna decides.
Karmas will vanish and then they can straight go back to Krishna.
Guruji.
Yeah.
Guruji, sometimes when we are in indecision phase,
yeah,
we ask deeply, pray deeply, but sometimes we don't get answers, Guruji.
Yeah.
So what is the reason?
The reason is we are so engrossed in our subtle and gross bodies, we are not able to hear what Krishna is telling us. Therefore, the prayers, you may not get the result from the deity directly, but then he will guide you to the right persons. Therefore, for every human being, a guru is a must. A spiritual master is a must. And that spiritual master must be well versed with the understanding of Bhagavad Gita. And he should be coming from a parampara. He should have his guru, should have learned from his guru, and that guru must have learned from his guru, then the guru must have learned from his guru. Similarly, a guru is also a disciple. And a disciple is also a guru. When you learn from a spiritual master, and then you teach others, then you become the spiritual master for others. Similarly, because you speak straight from Bhagavad Gita, you are not speaking your own ideas. You are giving them guidance based on Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, you become a bona fide guru. So every human being must have a bona fide spiritual master. That is
But it's not in our culture, no, Guruji. Like we don't have family gurus like that. Like that's difficult to.
Therefore, great acharyas have come down to start, things like this. In ISKCON, for example, in your place, wherever you are situated, where are you situated?
Not in India, Guruji. I'm outside the country.
Wherever you're situated, there is an organization, ISKCON organization. There is your Prabhupada's mission. There are devotees. There is a book written by Prabhupada, Bhagavad-gītā as it is. You can take the book. I have this book, Bhagavad-gītā as it is, written by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. He has written this book. So whenever I am not able to catch hold of my guru, not able to reach to him, what I do is I just take the Bhagavad-gītā and I pray, deeply pray. I am so concerned. I want an answer for this. Krishna, please guide me. Open this book and then here it is. There is a line. that shows the exact answer for your question. This is
Okay.
arranged by Krishna, because Krishna is, don't think these are all simply some unscientific things. Krishna is so scientific. Krishna actually can reciprocate with us every moment. So through different ways, Krishna can reciprocate with us.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
you make an
Prabhuji.
effort and get a bona fide spiritual master. Yeah. tell me.
Sorry, Guruji.
While reading Bhagavad Gita, Prabhuji, should we chant slokas, or is it enough if we read the summary on the story, Guruji? Because I don't know to chant slokas.
Okay. The sloka, therefore, the sloka is also given in English. Transliteration is given.
Okay.
Because slokas are spoken by, those words are not ordinary words. Those words are empowered by God. It is spoken by Krishna directly. So that has an impact on our intelligence, on our mind, purification, everything. But reading that alone is also not sufficient, because we don't understand what it is. Therefore, we should also read the translation and the purport, the explanation of it. Because in the purport, the explanation, Srila Prabhupada is giving us understanding how to apply this knowledge in our personal life.
So sloka, Guruji, you are suggesting we should try to read slokas along with the meaning.
Yes, correct.
Slokas also are important.
Very important. Because it plays a role.
Guruji, can
Prabhuji,
you
I
please
have
share
a
the
doubt.
book name again, Guruji?
Prabhuji, I have a doubt, Prabhuji.
Some Sahasra said something.
Can you please show the book name, Guruji, again? Which one is easy for us to understand? The book which you showed, Guruji, the author?
This Bhagavad-gītā as it is published by Srila ISKCON, International
ISKCON.
Society for Krishna Consciousness.
Thank
The
you.
author's name is Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, our Guru, actually, who clarified so nicely. Actually, I tried to learn Bhagavad-gītā in so many ways.
Okay.
I was so confused. What is Paramatma? What is Jivatma? What is mind? What is intelligence? We don't know anything actually. But actually, Prabhupada has given such a wonderful clarity in his translations. So I recommend that you read Bhagavad Gita. While giving this class, I follow this Bhagavad Gita book. So therefore, better you read this Bhagavad Gita book, and then you will actually, you take Srila Prabhupada as your spiritual master in your heart, and then you get guided, directed by Prabhupada.
Thank you, Guruji.
Prabhuji, I have a doubt.
Yeah.
Prabhuji,
Yeah.
when Krishna and Radha name come, why Rukmani name will not come? And when Krishna and Rukmani name come, and why Radha name not come, Guruji?
These are all topics that is meant for great souls, that we don't know who is Radha, who is Rukmini, who is Krishna. We don't know anything. We are not able to understand who we are, first of all. So therefore, nobody is coming. If you learn to understand who I am, then who Krishna is, then automatically everybody will come to your rescue. Okay, there is no issue.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Prabhuji.
Yeah, Arjun, tell me.
Good evening, sir. Sir, when I have a doubt,
Yeah.
sir, when the Atma comes, which body we can see?
Which?
When the Atma comes, which body we can see? Gross body, soul body, or no?
Atma, actually we cannot see soul, no? We cannot see Atma. I cannot see your mind. I cannot see your intelligence. I can see only your body. The soul is visible only in the form of body right now. But then Krishna knows. Krishna can see the soul. Krishna knows where we are coming from, who we are, what's the karma we have got. All that Krishna knows. We cannot know. We cannot see the soul. We can only experience the soul. If somebody is not able to, once there's a story when especially in North India, when the dead body is carried, they will chant Ram 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 Nam Satya Hai, Ram Nam Satya Hai, and everybody is chanting Ram Nam Satya Hai. And one child is asking his father that Ram Nam, everybody is chanting, and who is the person who, and what is the possession? Child asked the father. Father said one person died, dead body is being carried, and then they are chanting Ram Nam Satya Hai. Then where is the dead body? The only person who is not chanting Ram Nam Satya Hai, he is the dead body. He is not able to chant because his dead body is dead. He cannot chant. He is not this. The soul is not in the body. So when we are seeing a person, we are actually seeing the soul. We train ourselves to see everybody as a soul, everybody as a part and parcel of Krishna. This is spiritual vision. We need to have spiritual vision to see the soul. Okay, Arjun? Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, I have a doubt.
Yeah.
Hari Om Prabhuji, everybody has believed, and I also have believed that Krishna is the God of us. Then who is the God of, who is the Guru of Krishna, Prabhuji?
Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Krishna is called Jagat Guru. He is the Guru of all Gurus. Krishnaya, it's a saying that Krishna is a spiritual Guru. Krishna Madhya Jagat Guru is Jagat Guru. He is God, so he need not have any Guru for himself. He is the originator of all Gurus. He is a supreme Guru.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
But when he was here playing the role of a human being, he accepted a Guru. His name was Sandipani Muni. In order to show us that everybody should accept a Guru, he also accepted a Guru, Sandipani Muni.
Yes, Prabhuji.
That's why he is Guru. But then, actually, originally, Krishna did not have any Guru. He is the supreme Guru of all.
Thank you, Prabhuji. And I really like your sessions, Prabhuji. I have learned a lot from your last sessions too.
Hare Krishna. So tomorrow we will see again. Tomorrow at 7:25 will be.
Guruji.
Yeah, who is that? Tushti.
Guruji, I joined late. Can you tell me the shloka number 1 and 2?
192.
No, Guruji. Shloka number 1 and 2.
Of
Chapter 2.
Chapter 2, shloka number 1 and 2. You want to know?
Yes, Guruji.
I will read it. You have a Bhagavad-gītā at home?
Yes, Guruji.
Shloka number is Sanjaya Vacha Tam Tatha Kripaya Vishtam Ashwapurna Kulekshanam Vishidantamidam Vakyam Uvacha Madhusudana. Sanjaya said, seeing Arjuna full of compassion, his mind depressed, his eyes full of tears. Sudana Krishna spoke the following words.
Okay, Guruji.
Guruji, that book what you showed, Guruji, will we get in Amazon? Will we get online?
So in Amazon, you can also place an order. Maybe ISKCON Srirangam, maybe tomorrow I will share you the link through which you can get this book.
Okay, Guruji, thank you. And Guruji, can you please share the mantra that we should be chanting on Krishna?
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This mantra is mantra. This mantra is. Yeah.
Thank you, Guruji.
Yeah.
Guruji, I have Bhagavad-gītā of ISKCON.
Very good. You read the Bhagavad-gītā, okay?
Prabhuji, I will recite one sloka.
Pardon?
Prabhuji, I will recite one sloka.
Ah, please go ahead. Recite one shloka. Okay. See, only people are training.
Kaumaram yavanam jara tada dehantara prate derasasra namokyati.
So fast. One shloka is enough. See, everybody is gone. Only 12 people are there now. Now everybody has gone. We will not leave. We will see tomorrow, 7:55. Everybody, please be ready and come. Okay?
Hare Krishna.